Yo, it's your boy J Bess, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, season 2, episode 7. On today's episode, I will be doing my favorite segment, the best 5 plays from week 3, followed by my week 3 dogs. Then after that, I have a new segment called I Tried to Tell Y'all. And then the next segment will be teams that I think should be looking forward to 2024 because 2023 is over with. And then last but not least, I'll be doing my wake up call for teams that need to get it together sooner rather than later. But first, as always, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning and allowing me to talk about sports, which is something that I love to do. And without Him, I would not be here right now. So let's go ahead and get straight to the point. First, my favorite segment, the best 5 plays from week 3. Normally, I have one honorable mention, but today I have 3. There's 8 plays that I really wanted to pick, but I couldn't pick. So I went ahead and said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get 3 honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is Andrew Beck, okay, fullback for the Houston Texans. Why did I say fullback twice? Because fullbacks do not take kick returns back to touchdowns. Because fullbacks don't return kick returns. But because his kick was so short, he tried to field it, he dropped it, picked it up, broke a couple tackles, and said, hey, I might as well take it to the crib. And he did. Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars, shame on y'all for allowing this to make the best 5 plays of the week. Because guess what? This should not have happened because he is a full back. All right, but this is the first Houston Texans player to make my best 5 plays of the week segment. So congratulations to Andrew Beck. Next, we have the next honorable mention is Kenneth Walker. Look, number 13, I heard that they had ankles on sale at Academy. Okay, because you lost both of yours. You need to go buy some. That is embarrassing. That look, if I was the Panthers coach, I wouldn't even let you back on the plane. Okay, the way this play went down, this is absolutely embarrassing. You made the best. Actually, this is more about you than it is about Kenneth Walker. Because how did he shake you so bad to where your knee hit the ground? All right, you look like you're doing a Spider-Man pose when you get shook. All right, that's very embarrassing. But Kenneth Walker, great job shaking him and then getting 38 yards. I've seen so many ankle breakers this year. I feel like I'm watching basketball, not football. That is very embarrassing, but great job, Kenneth Walker. My last honorable mention is Akilo Witherspoon, former Pittsburgh Steeler. The reason why he's no longer a Pittsburgh Steeler because he wasn't making plays like this. All right, this is a great interception, a great diving interception that could have changed the game, but the offense couldn't get anything going. If y'all did watch that game, the Rams did lose, but this is a play they needed. Great play. This was a look, I'm getting that ball kind of play. All right, so great job diving, putting your body on the line, and grabbing that ball from behind the receiver. That was a great play, but it did not make the top 5 because these are the best 5 plays of the week. Number 5, I got to go with the Keenan Allen to Mike Williams play, or should I say Justin Herbert to Keenan Allen to Mike Williams play. All right, this play, look, I remember running this in high school. Okay, I think we called it copper. We had the running back on the left side, he'll motion to the right side, throw it to him, and then the receivers act like they're blocking. Then they take off, running back, throw it to the receivers. Okay, they're running a high school play in the NFL. I don't remember the last time I seen this play be done in the NFL, but it was done to the Vikings defense once again. Embarrassing. All right, but great job by Keenan Allen throwing a great pass to Mike Williams for the touchdown. Great play. Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator from the Cowboys that came to the Chargers. Great play call. All right, number 4, I got to go with Michael Pittman. He might have lost his helmet on this play, but he did not lose the ball. This is a great job going up and grabbing it, technically in double coverage. All right, took a nice hit, but hung on to the football in a very crucial game. Not crucial game, but crucial situation. All right, this was towards the end of the game when things were starting to get heated. Great grab, and the Colts also won that game against the Baltimore Ravens, and it had a lot to do with this grab on this play. Number 3, I got to go with Jake Bobo, undrafted rookie. All right, undrafted rookie, was a free agent. The Seahawks went ahead and picked him up, and look, he made a great play. This is what happens whenever a team didn't draft you, but guess what? You keep a great attitude. You say, okay, I'm gonna get my chance eventually, and he did get his opportunity. He made a great play. Look at how he grabs this ball. Dante Jackson is pushing him out of bounds, but he was able to get both the feet down for the touchdown, and the Seahawks win. It's 2 Seahawks players that made the best 5 plays of the week. Great job, Jake Bobo. Chris Olave, number 2. I feel like Chris Olave is up here every single week. He needs a best 5 play membership, okay, because he's up here so much. Great one-handed grab. And I remember I used Chris Olave on Madden, right? I played Madden, I used Chris Olave. And my little brother keeps saying, Chris Olave is not that good. Is he really like that? Well, guess what, little bro? He is like that. And he makes plays like this week in and week out. Great one-handed grab by Chris Olave. I'm really becoming an Olave fan, y'all. I really am. But that wasn't the best one-handed catch of the week, because the best one-handed catch of the week went to Mike Evans, okay, receiver from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He caught his ball with one hand while being pushed. Okay, you can see his body is moving as he's catching this ball with one hand, and he still was able to come down with it. Baker Mayfield needs his receivers to make these kind of plays, and guess what? He's just not that accurate of a passer. Okay, he's not that great of a quarterback, but he has Mike Evans, so he can throw it up and say, go get it, throw a bad pass and say, grab it, which Mike Evans did, and that's why he was number one on the best 5 plays from week 3. All right. And my next segment, following this, is the week 3 dogs. Okay, these are players that I think had great performances, and they was a dog, DAWG, not DOGS. All right, my week 3 dogs. Number 1, just talked about him a little bit. Keenan Allen. Okay, he had 18 catches. 18 catches on 20 targets. That means only 2 passes that were thrown his way was incomplete. 18 catches for 20 targets on 20 targets, 215 yards. 215. 18 catches, 215 yards. He was the best receiver on the field that day, and he was going against Justin Jefferson, who some people are trying to say is the best receiver of all time. So Keenan Allen went against Justin Jefferson and then went and outperformed him. That was a great statement game. Keenan Allen, very underrated, letting us know that, look, I might have been injury prone over the past couple of years. I might be up there in age, but I can still dominate in a game. I can still be a dog. And also, he had a 49-yard passing touchdown. Okay, forgot to mention that. So Keenan Allen was a dog in week 3. My next week 3 dogs is a Miami Dolphins organization. The whole organization, from the owner down to the general manager, down to the head coach, down to the quarterback, down to the ball boys. Okay, down to the water boys, down to the trainers. Everybody in the Miami organization played a part and came with a A game in this 70-20 win. 70 points. Okay, they scored 70 points against another NFL team. That's very impressive. So the whole entire team was a dog. Okay, they had a 300-yard passer into a 200-yard rusher. Okay, and a 100-yard receiver, all in one game. They had 726 total yards. Okay, it's like they were playing Madden out there, just doing whatever they wanted to do, and they scored 70 points, which hasn't been done since like 19 something. All right, it hasn't been done in a long time. And then both running backs, for those of y'all that play fantasy, both of their running backs, Devon, I think it's Achane, I believe, and then Raheem Mostert, both had 40-plus fantasy points, all on the same team once again. So, I mean, look, Miami Dolphins as an organization, y'all did a great job, and y'all was a week 3 dog, all right? My next dog got to be Devontae Adams, okay? I saw it up close and personal when he's Pittsburgh Steelers. 13 catches, 122 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Devontae's starting to get a little upset, y'all. He's putting up these numbers, and they're losing football games. He came here to play with Derek Carr. Now he's playing with Jimmy Garoppolo, who I thought would struggle to get him the ball, which clearly anybody that Devontae plays with, he's going to get the ball. He's going to be effective. He's going to have 100-yard games. He's making a statement to me to be the best receiver of this generation. I know we talk about AB. I know we talk about Calvin Johnson, but Devontae Adams is putting his name in that conversation. Okay, because he's doing this with Jimmy Garoppolo. We got to remember that. Calvin did it with Matthew Stafford. AB did it with Big Ben. Devontae has done it with Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, and Jimmy Garoppolo, which means whatever quarterback he plays with, he's going to be a dog. And then my next dog, this is just, this is respect. Okay, this is respect. His numbers don't scream dog, but he was a dog this weekend. Joshua Dawgs, all right? I remember, y'all, I was playing in a basketball game. All right, my dad was my coach, AAU, played for the Tar Heels. I was playing the basketball game, and I remember it was during the draft. So it was on a Saturday, so it was the second day of the draft. So the second round and third round, right? And I'll never forget, I was at the free throw line. I was about to box out, and my mama said, J-Mo, that's my nickname, J-Mo, look, we drafted Joshua Dawgs. Because prior to that, I was looking at Joshua Dawgs' tape at Tennessee. Mind you, I played quarterback too at the time, so I really admired Josh Dawgs in college and how he played. So my mama told me that we drafted him, and I got so happy, so excited. Of course, he never got a chance in Pittsburgh. He was always third string, maybe second string, but then he left went to the Browns, went to a couple of teams, and now he's at the Arizona Cardinals, and he just beat who everybody think will win the Super Bowl this year for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys, who has the greatest defense of all time, according to some people. Right? He went out there and went 17 for 21. 189 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 55 rushing yards, a passer rating of 120. He did that against this great defense they talk about in Dallas. All right, so I got to give respect when respect is due. Got to give credit when credit is due. And this is the only time he might be headlining ever. Okay, he's headlining because the Cowboys lost to the Arizona Cardinals, and he had a lot to do with that. Took care of the ball, something that Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson could not do. And he used his legs to be effective. Okay, great job, Joshua Dawgs. You are a week 3 dog. And you are also a reason why I'm doing this next segment. Okay, this next segment, as I said in the beginning, is called I Tried to Tell Y'all. I tried. I came up here and I said after week 1 and week 2 to relax, slow down, be patient. Why are we crowning the Dallas Cowboys? That's who this segment is about. The Dallas Cowboys. Look, man, I tried to tell y'all. Simple as that. I tried to tell y'all to relax, to calm down. They played Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson. Okay, the defense looked good, but Dak hasn't had to do nothing. Coming into this season, we all knew what the Achilles heel, what the weakness of the Dallas Cowboys is, and that is Dak Dakota Prescott. All right, we came into the season saying, can he take care of the ball? Can he be effective on the offensive side of the football? Can he not throw games away on the offensive side of the football, which he did in this game? All right, week 1, y'all won 40-0. All right, y'all won that game, and Dak Prescott, all he had to do was hand the ball off, make a couple throws, because the defense was scoring. The defense was scoring pick sixes and scooping scores, and it was blocking field goals for touchdowns. Then the next week against the Jets, against Zach Wilson kept going 3 and out, threw 3 interceptions as well. The defense was just all over him, right? Gave you short field position. I told y'all, in week 2, after week 2, the Dallas Cowboys had the best field position start, like in the whole NFL. They had the best field position out of any other team because the defense kept making the offense go 3 and out, or they would sack them, make them lose yards. Now they're punting from a further distance, right? And it's giving Dak the ball like the 50 and even closer to the end zone. So Dak does not have to do much, okay? Now you go against the Arizona Cardinals, who I thought honestly the Cowboys were going to blast the Cardinals. I did not think that the wake-up call would come now. I thought it would come week 5 when they play the 49ers. Okay, because remember last week when I was talking, I said, look, y'all gonna beat the Cardinals, y'all gonna beat the Patriots. Next, y'all play the 49ers. That's when we're gonna see if y'all are the real deal. Y'all just got a wake-up call against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals was at the bottom of my pyramid. I mean, the bottom of the bottom. Like they was under the pyramid in terms of how successful they'll be this season, because we all know they had no quarterback, right? But Joshua Dobbs did play really good. He has been playing actually pretty good this season, right? Not crazy numbers, but he's been taking care of business, all right? They have no quarterback. There's no stars on the defense. Budda Baker is the only player I can name on this defense, and he didn't even play. He did not play against the Dallas Cowboys. Offensively, you have James Conner, who's pretty average to me. His numbers don't say that, but trust me, I saw him in Pittsburgh. He's pretty average to me. You got Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore. Okay, these are not household names, right? So this season, I thought, okay, this might be a 0-17 team. Like literally, they're trying to get Caleb Williams. They're trying to get Marvin Harrison. They're trying to rebuild this thing. But they just beat the Dallas Cowboys. All right, so I did not think that the Cowboys would lose this game. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, I tried to tell you in terms of they was going to lose this week. No, I thought y'all would be 4-0 and then go lose to the 49ers. But y'all was 2-0 thinking that y'all was just – Michael Parsons also has a podcast, all right? And he said, buckle up, Cowboy Nation. We're taking this thing to the Super Bowl. Then you lose to the Arizona Cardinals. And what did he say? He came back on his podcast and said, I don't remember a Super Bowl being won in September. So relax, Cowboy Nation. We good. You the one that just said y'all gonna win the Super Bowl. But then you'll come back and say, we can lose a game. I mean, ain't nothing. No. To the Cardinals, heck no. You cannot just lose to the Cardinals and just say, whoops, my bad. That's not how that worked. Okay, in this game, Joshua Dobbs had a passer rating of 120. 120. Okay, he was the best quarterback on the field. Hands down, no questions asked. The Cowboys, another problem from last year was coaching, right? Mike McCarthy and his team having so many penalties. All right, I think they had like 13. No, they had less than 12 for sure in the first 2 weeks, right? In the first half, the first 30 minutes of the game, the Cowboys had 12 penalties. That is the most in the first half in the past 12 years. Okay, that's not something you can just say, oh, it happened. On to the next week. No, that's something you got to pay attention to because that can hurt you throughout the season. All right, the Dallas Cowboys, this great defense that we're talking about, led by the greatest defensive player of all time, and Michael Parsons. That's how people make it sound. That's how the media makes it sound. Okay, led by this great, well, Trevon Diggs is gone, right? But led by Stephon Gilmore and Leighton Vander Esch and all these other cats. They got the ball ran through them. Okay, not ran on them, ran through them. The Cardinals had 222 rushing yards in this game. That is a recipe for disaster if you're the Cowboys. Because the two top dogs in the NFC, what do? They run the football. So the 49ers right now are licking their chops because they thinking, okay, Christian McCaffrey going to have about 300 yards on you, and James Conner can have 98 rushing yards or however many he had, right? Christian McCaffrey going to kill y'all. The Eagles, what do? They run the football. So DeAndre Swift, their new lead back, guess what he thinking? Oh, I can have about 300, and James Conner can have about 100 on you. So this is a recipe for failure in the future. If they can't fix this run defense, the 49ers and the Eagles will have a field day going against them, right? Then next, the offense. Here we go. Dak Prescott. Last week I told you they went to the red zone, I believe, 6 times, scored 2 touchdowns, the other 4 times were field goals. Of course, that didn't matter because guess what? You're going to get Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson can't score no points, so we don't have to score, right? We don't have to score because our defense is shutting down Zach Wilson. Well, the defense struggled this game. He went 1 for 5 in the red zone. Okay, 1 for 5 in the red zone, which means you only scored 1 time when you had great field position, when you was almost in the end zone. And then to put the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, when the Cowboys needed you most of that, you sat there and threw an interception. Not just any interception. Okay, me and my friends, when we play Madden and we throw picks, we say, oh, he threw a Stevie. You know what Stevie is? Stevie Wonder. All right, Stevie Wonder is blind. So it looked like, guess what, Dak Prescott, you was blind when you threw this ball because there's no way you did not see that man standing right in front of you. You threw a Stevie. Okay, Dak, look, I tried to tell y'all, once again, okay, read the bottom of the screen. I tried to tell y'all to relax, calm down. After 2 weeks, you cannot be proclaiming that somebody gonna be a Super Bowl champion. After 2 weeks, you cannot say, okay, this is gonna happen the rest of the year. No, 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 no. At some point, Dak Prescott is going to be exposed, and he was exposed this past weekend. And you know what Dak had the nerve to say in his press conference at the end of the game, his post-game interview? You know what he said? He said the media put us way up here, right? Basically what he said, I'm paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what he said, but he said the media put us up here and we lost, so y'all got what y'all wanted. Um, I don't know what that means. I'm like, I literally had a stroke trying to understand what he was saying. The media put us up here. What does that even mean, Dad? That look, you're lost for words. You're saying stupid stuff because you know that at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to you to make plays for this team to win. And guess what? You can't do it. I've seen over the past 7, 8 years. You're not that guy. Okay, I tried to tell y'all. It's funny how Cowboy Nation and the NFL sports media and people. I've heard people on TV saying that this is a Super Bowl roster. This is a Super Bowl team. How can going into this season, we know Dak Prescott's the problem. If your QB is the number one problem, you're not gonna win nothing. All right, the QB is the problem going into the season. After 2 games out of 17, we got 14 more to go. Okay, because this is after week 3, so we got 14 games to go. After 2 games, y'all saying this team is ready for the Super Bowl. This team is going to win the Super Bowl. When the problem is still on the roster, Dak Prescott is still there. You just haven't seen him get exposed because the first 2 weeks you went against 2 bad quarterbacks. He went against to me, not a good quarterback this week or this past week. But the defense didn't do what they normally do, right? So Dak had to make plays, and he couldn't do it against the Arizona defense that, once again, I can't name a player on that defense outside of Buda Baker, and Buda Baker did not play. So for the last time, Cowboy Nation, all right, NFL fans everywhere, I tried to tell you. I did. And hey, it is what it is at this point. Y'all just gonna be y'all did it. And you know what's the funny thing is? Y'all think, oh, that's okay. We lost to the Cardinals. That's cool. No, no, it's not. This is a sign of things to come. Because this week you might win against the Patriots, right? The Patriots, they're not that good. Oh, but the next week y'all play the 49ers. Now things on Sunday Night Football. So get ready to be exposed. Okay, by Kyle Shanahan, by Brock Purdy, by Christian McCaffrey, by that defense. Be ready to be exposed. This week, y'all might win this game, and here we go again. Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Right after beating Mac Jones. But then you go play Kyle Shanahan and them boys next. And we're going to be right back to square one. All right? So, hey, try to tell y'all. And then my next segment I want to do, teams looking forward to 2024. Now it's funny because after the first 2 weeks, I've been preaching, don't overreact. Don't overreact. We got a long season, y'all. Don't overreact. We got a long season. We got games to go. No matter what the team record is after 2 weeks, do not overreact. Well, after 3 weeks, there's a couple teams that I've seen enough from. Okay, I've seen, and it's unfortunate because these 3 teams, I honestly didn't think that, and actually, I'm sorry, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 5 teams. I'm sorry, 5 teams that I just didn't think would be in this situation. I thought that these teams would compete, except for one of them. Okay, the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I knew they didn't really have a chance this year, even though they competed with the Commanders in Week 1. They barely lost. They competed with the Giants in Week 2. They blew a big lead, but they lost. And then they beat the Cowboys, right? But they're not going to the playoffs. Okay, a simple mind would think that, oh, the Cardinals, they're a sneaky team. No, they're not sneaky. Okay, they beat a team that doesn't have a good quarterback. That's what happened. All right, so the Cardinals, they go ahead and look forward to 2024. Okay, look forward to getting Caleb Williams. Look forward to hopefully getting Marvin Harrison with that other top 5 pick that the Texans gonna give y'all. Look forward to it. Okay, because this year, y'all are competing. Hats off to you. I tip my cap to you. Y'all are competing. But this year, in terms of success, you just won't have it. All right, you might win one. You might win one more game. All right, but this season, you just don't have a chance. All right, next, the Bears. Okay, we know the crazy situation going on with the Bears. Justin Fields, last year I told y'all, all he has to do is show me that he's a starting quarterback in this league. You don't have to win games. Just show me that you're a starting quarterback in this league. And last year he did it with his legs and a little bit through the air, right? He did it with his legs. So going into this season, I was thinking, okay, just show me that you have an arm. Let's see you can throw the football. You're not going to win a lot of games this year, but still, just show me that you're a starting quarterback in this league, and let them continue to build around you. They went and got your number 1 receiver in DJ Moore, right? They went in, they attacked free agency. They got Tremaine Edmonds. They got TJ Edwards, a whole bunch of people on the defense. Offensively, they got a couple pieces. You got Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore. The running back position is a little iffy, right? The O-line is still iffy. But just show me that you are a starting quarterback in this league. I'm not asking you to win games. Just show me consistency. The first 3 games, you look terrible. Okay, honestly. I want y'all to look at this play I'm about to show y'all. This is from week 2. I forgot to show you last week. This man is wide open in front of his face. And Justin Fields was looking in that direction. How did you not see it? Didn't throw the ball, held the ball, got sacked. Okay, I know, and this is after this game where they lost, he went in the media, and that's when he said it could be coaching. That's when he said that. Then he came back and tried to clean it up. No. You can't clean it up. You said it. You said it and you meant it. But after you said it, you was like, ooh, that didn't sound too good. So then you came back and tried to fix it. No. We know what you meant. We know what you said. But Justin, you can't say that when you're making plays like this. This is you not reading the field. And if you can't read the field, you can't play quarterback. That's at any level. Any level. High school, college, NFL. If you can't read the field, that means you can't find somebody to throw the ball to. What's the whole point of playing quarterback? Is to find somebody to get the ball to. If you can't read the field, you can't see the field, I'm sorry, you can't be an NFL quarterback. Simple as that. Now, the Bears are a bad all-around football team. Defense is terrible. Defense is poor. But Justin Fields, you can't play like this because now the Bears are thinking, okay, if we tearing this thing down trying to rebuild it, are you going to be a part of that process? Are you going to be on this team as we go through these next couple of years trying to figure out how to be successful? You might not if you're playing like this. Okay, you played terrible football over the past couple of weeks. And I'm just saying, right? I'm not trying to be mean, nothing like that, but Justin Fields, you got to get it together. All right, it's one thing to look at the team and say Justin Fields has no help, but it's one thing to look at the team and say Justin Fields, you're part of the problem. All right, so you got to get it together, son. But guess what? We looking forward to 2024. Simple as that. Next, we got not the Arizona Cardinals. Sorry, the Denver Broncos. Denver, look, going into the season, you was a question mark. You know why you was a question mark? Because I thought the defense was still great. Because the defense over the past 2 years was top 10 in the league, right? I thought the defense was still great, led by Pat Surtain, and I thought the offense was on paper it looked okay, but Russ, you played bad last year. Last year, Nathaniel Hackett had a bad coaching year, right? He's more of a coordinator than a head coach. I think we figured that out. You grab Sean Payton, who's a pretty good coach. He comes in, and let me tell you something. No matter how bad Nathaniel Hackett did last year with the Broncos, he never let a team score 70 points on him. Never. Go look at the schedule last year. No team scored 70 points. The Broncos was really losing close games last year. It wasn't getting just blown out, but it didn't look good either because the defense was good, but the offense just couldn't score. This year, the offense and the defense looks bad. It just does. And I tried to be nice. I was saying, look, it's a question mark because if Russ play like the real Russ, they have a chance to do something. Not necessarily win a Super Bowl, but maybe get in the playoffs. If Russ look bad, and hey, you're going to repeat what happened last year. But it's not even Russ that I could point. I'm pointing the finger at the whole organization. It's not just Russ this year. All right. So the Broncos, to me, looking forward to 2024. The Jets. All right, this is simply because of Aaron Rodgers. And look, Zach Wilson, just not good. All right, let's just say it. Let's say how it is. All right, I know, like I said, it sounds mean, but it's the truth. All right, I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, he's number 2 pick, and I don't see why he was a number 2 pick. I just don't. I've been asking people, hey, was Zach Wilson nice in college? I really didn't watch him in college, right? And then I look at his college tape, and he looked okay. He didn't look bad, right? He looked all right. But you look bad right now in the NFL, right? So, I mean, the team is starting to get angry. You see Garrett Wilson on the sideline arguing with him. You see a third-string running back, Michael Carter, getting in the offensive coach's face, right? I don't know what's going on with the Jets right now. I mean, I do know what's going on. What's going on is you lost the reason why you was going to be in the Super Bowl. You lost it with one injury. But that famous saying, next man up. No, there is no next man up when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. Okay? The reason why y'all was a Super Bowl contender is because y'all added Aaron Rodgers. Now, if you take away Aaron Rodgers, you're right back to where you were last year, which was a team with a good defense and a terrible offense because of the quarterback position. All right, so the Jets are also looking forward to 2024. Last week I said the Browns season is over. Okay, I said it because Nick Chubb got hurt. He's the focal point of the offense. When you play the Browns, you're scared of Nick Chubb. Simple as that. All right, the Browns might still be alive this year if Deshaun Watson can play like he did last week against the Titans. Now, the only thing about the Titans is the Titans offensively have not looked good this year. All right, with Derrick Henry and D-Hop and Ryan Tannehill, I thought that teams couldn't just key on the run so the pass would be open. Teams can't just key on the pass because they were running. I thought they had a nice little balance there with Derrick Henry and D-Hop, but it's not working right now. Right, they're 1-2, but offensively they don't look good. It's still a scary team, but offensively they're not getting it together right now. I think Derrick Henry had like 20-something rushing yards last week against the Browns. So with that being said, this Browns defense, right? You played an offense that's not too good in the Titans, but you held Derrick Henry 20-something rushing yards. Okay, I think Myles Garrett had like 3.5 sacks. All right, so if the defense can play good and Deshaun Watson can play like he did last week, then they might have a shot at making the playoffs, right? But still, no Chubb. It still kind of rubs me the wrong way. But if Deshaun can play good, right, he's nowhere near Houston Deshaun. But if he can play pretty good, then this team might have a chance to crack into the playoffs. All right, so the Browns are on this list, but not if Deshaun and the defense can play well. All right, because like I said, I counted them out because of the Chubb injury. But if Deshaun can play pretty good, take care of the ball, right, and defense can play good like they have been doing, I think they have the number one rated defense right now in the league. If not, it's top five. Then this team has a chance to make some noise this year. So those are my teams that I'm saying, look, just go ahead and look forward to 2024. Ain't no point even stressing over this year. Right now, you're just playing to see, okay, who's going to be on the 2024 roster? Who do I want to play in 2024? All right. And my last segment of the day is a wake-up call. Now, those teams that I just named are teams that I'm saying, look forward to next year because this year you don't have a chance. These next couple teams I'm about to name are teams that if you don't wake up soon, then you going to be on that list of the teams looking forward to 2024. And number one, I got to go with the Chargers. Look, Brandon Staley, you are bad at your job. It is simple as that. Last week, they was winning, I believe 24-20, right? With 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left, I believe. Or less than 2 minutes. It was 4th and 1 on the 24. The 24 going long, not the 24 going in. The 24 going down the field. They really went for it on 4th and 1. And they didn't get it. But Kirk Cousins and them couldn't score, so they ended up losing the game. Actually, I think it was 28-24. My bad. 28-24. And Kirk Cousins couldn't get the ball in, right? They were throwing the interception in the end zone. But that's a bad call. I don't care what analytics say. There's no explanation as to why you can go for it on 4th and 1 on your 24, less than 2 minutes left, and you're up by 4 points. I don't get it. All right, it was a bad play, bad call, but you still won the game, so you escaped. If they would have lost that game, I think Brandon Staley really would have been gone. But they won that game, so he's still there. But that decision you made let me know that you're not a good coach. All right, and last year you lost a 27-point lead. This year your team is 1-2. You have a talented roster. You lost Mike Williams, but Mike Williams got a torn ACL. But you went and drafted Quentin Johnson, receiver from TCU, pretty good receiver in the first round. So you have a first-round receiver with Keenan Allen, who we just talked about earlier, had a great day, right? You still got Joshua Palmer, who's not a household name, but he's been consistent in this offense with Justin Herbert. All right, you still got Austin Eckler coming back from injury eventually. You have a roster. Get this team to the playoff picture, at least. If you miss the playoffs, miss it by one game. You might be fired. I think you're fired regardless, unless you can make the playoffs and win a game or two. All right, because that's how talented this roster is. But y'all better wake up. Y'all are 1-2. I think your chance to win the division is slim to none because of the Chiefs. Wake up and get it together. Next, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a team that I was very high on coming into this season. I believe I had them in the divisional round. The divisional round losing to the Jets. All right, this is, of course, prior to A-Rod being hurt. Jacksonville. Last year, y'all started off 2-6. 2-6, but y'all was a team that nobody was paying attention to. So y'all went from 2-6 and y'all got hot and y'all got into the playoffs. Y'all won a game and then you lost to Kansas City in the divisional round. That was last year when you really nobody was paying attention to y'all. This year, we're paying attention. This year, the lights are on y'all. This year, the pressure is on y'all. Y'all have the coach. Y'all have the quarterback. Y'all added Calvin Ridley. Y'all still have Christian Kirk. You still got Evan Ingram. You still got Travis Etienne. You have Zay Jones. You have weapons everywhere. Defensively, you're not great, but you're okay. You know what I'm saying? You're okay. You're good. But you're not great. This team does not look that good to me right now. I've watched all 3 games pretty closely. Like I paid attention to it because I was high on this team. In week 1, it beat the Colts, but it wasn't a statement win. It wasn't a we're here kind of win. Then you lost to Kansas City. You only scored 9 points. With that offense, you only scored 9 points. Then this past week, you lost to the Texans. You didn't just lose to the Texans. You got smacked by the Texans. I'm a little concerned for Jacksonville right now. And it's not just because I chose them to go to the divisional round. Trevor Lawrence is my fantasy quarterback. And he looking like this. He hasn't scored 20 points yet in fantasy. The reason why I drafted him is because, hey, look, you got Calvin Ridley, now, Christian Kirk, you got Evan, you got all these weapons, and you playing like Dak Prescott. Like, get it together, please. Okay, Trevor, I was how you coming into the season. You was the MVP candidate of mine and Logan. So y'all don't look at me like I'm crazy. Logan did it too, and you are falling short. All right, so Jacksonville, get it together. And then Cincinnati. Cincinnati was 1-2 last year, I believe. People wrote them off. I'm not writing them off. I'm just saying, wake up, get it together. Y'all won against the Rams, but it wasn't a convincing win. It wasn't a win like, we back. It wasn't that kind of win. Y'all got Jamar Chase going, right? But it was still a sloppy look. You barely beat the Rams. The Rams are not a pushover, but y'all are the Bengals, okay? Joe Burrow still dealing with that calf injury. I don't think y'all should have played him this past week on Monday Night Football, but y'all did. So if he retweaks something or if it gets worse over time, then that's y'all fault. But between Joe Burrow's health, him not being able to connect consistently with Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase had more catches and yards in this past game than he did the first 2 games. All right, T. Higgins is still up. It's like a roller coaster ride for him. I think he had a bad week 1, a good week 2, a bad week 3. Joe Mixon, this run game is not consistent. All right, the team all around does not look scary like it used to. All right, and I think defensively losing Jesse Bates and losing Von Bell, I think that hurts them more than they thought. But hey, y'all are 1-2. I'm not writing y'all off, but wake up. All 3 teams need to wake up. All right. But that is it for today's episode, y'all. I will be back on Friday with Logan, all right, my partner in crime. But until then, y'all stay blessed. Thursday night football, almost forgot. Okay, Packers and the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions in Lambeau. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I think Jordan Love had that great comeback last week against the Saints, but Derek Carr did get hurt. So Derek Carr getting hurt, I think that kind of slowed the Saints offense down, allowed Jordan Love to come back. The momentum, the atmosphere was right behind them, pushed them to get that win. But this week it's the Lions, who are a better team. Last week they came in, they beat the Falcons after losing the previous week to the Seahawks in overtime. They came out, they beat the Falcons, punched them in the mouth. I do think they're going to come to Lambeau and let the Packers know that, hey, this is our division, because the Vikings are out of there, the Bears are out of there. It's between these 2 teams, and I think the Lions get the job done in Lambeau on Thursday night football. But I'll see y'all on Friday. All right, y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay safe. Much love. I'm out.